Today, we are going to break down 7 of the most common English pronunciation hurdles for Chinese speakers. And don't worry, we're going to give you some super simple, quick fixes so you can make yourself heard clearly and with a lot more confidence.
Does this ever happen to you? You've studied the grammar, you know all the words, but people still lean in and say, "Sorry, what was that?" It is so frustrating, but I promise you, it's a problem we can absolutely solve.
And that really gets to the heart of it. This isn't about you making mistakes or not knowing enough. It's just about fine-tuning a few key sounds. You can think of it like a simple software upgrade. A few small tweaks can make a massive difference in your clarity.
So here's our roadmap for today. We're going to start in the vowel vault, then pop into the consonant clinic, tackle what I call the final sound frontier, and then we'll wrap it all up with how you can put this into practice. Let's get started.
Okay, first stop, the vowel vault. Now, English has way more vowel sounds than Mandarin or Cantonese. That means a lot of sounds are really close together, and it's easy to get them mixed up. Getting these right is the key to unlocking clear speech. Let's kick things off with a classic, the short I sound like in ship versus that long E sound like in sheep. This is a super common point of confusion because that contrast doesn't really exist in Chinese. But, getting it right is the difference between asking for a ship and a sheep or telling someone to live here versus leave. Big difference. The fix? It's all about your mouth shape. Seriously. For that long E sound, I want you to smile. Really stretch your lips wide. See? Sheep. Now, for the short I sound, just relax your mouth. Let it go slack. Ship. Can you feel the difference? Smile, sheep. Relax, ship. And that's your first fix, right there.
Okay, next up is the ah sound. You hear this in words like apple or cat. Now, for many Chinese speakers, this sound is totally new, so it often gets swapped with something similar, and that can cause some confusion.
So here's how you're going to nail it. The absolute best way to remember the sound is to just imagine you're about to bite into a huge, juicy apple. Go on, open your mouth wide, drop your jaw, and push your tongue down and forward. Apple, cat, black. See, you've got this.
All right, let's move on from vowels and head over to the consonant clinic. In here, we're going to tackle a few specific sounds that will really sharpen your pronunciation. Yes, the famous TH sound. It's so common for learners to swap this with an S or a D sound. So think becomes sink or they becomes day. And look, there's a simple reason for this. If the TH sound isn't in your native language, it's just brand new territory for your mouth. Okay, here's the trick. Gently, and I really mean gently, place the very tip of your tongue between your front teeth. Now, for a word like think, just blow air through. That's it. For a word like they, you do the exact same thing, but you add your voice, so you feel a little buzz or vibration. It feels weird at first, I know, but that little tongue placement is the whole secret. Okay, on to our next patient in the clinic, the V sound. This little guy often gets swapped out for an F sound or maybe even a W. So a word like very might come out sounding like fairy or wary. The fix here is all about vibration. So put your top teeth on your bottom lip just like you would for an F sound. But this time, turn on your voice. Make it buzz. V. Can you feel that? That little vibration is the only difference between fan and van. So this buzz we keep talking about, it actually has a name. It's called voicing. It's just the vibration of your vocal cords. And it's a really big deal in English because a ton of consonants come in pairs, and this buzz is the only thing that separates them. In fact, let's try a quick experiment. Take 2 fingers and place them on your throat, right over your voice box. First, I want you to make a long S sound, like a snake. S. Feel anything? Nope. Now, keep your fingers there and change that sound to a Z sound, like a B. Zzz. Whoa, feel that buzz? That's voicing in action. Now check this out. This is where it gets really cool. The shape your mouth makes for pack and back is exactly the same. The only thing that changes is that you turn on that buzz for back. It's the same for ten and den, coat and goat. Once you master that buzz, you instantly double the number of consonants you can pronounce perfectly.
All right, we've arrived at what might be the single most important fix for clear English. I'm talking about the final sounds of words. See, in Chinese, words don't typically end in these hard consonants, but in English, they are absolutely crucial.
And you can see why this is a game changer. If you drop that final consonant sound, which is a really common habit, you completely change the word. Life becomes lie, mind becomes my, coat becomes ka. The person listening to you can get totally lost. So here's a simple little rule to remember. You don't need to shout the final sound, but you do have to include it. Just make the final sound soft, but make it heard.
And now for what I like to call the boss level, consonant clusters. This is when you get a bunch of consonants all smooshed together at the end of a word, like in texts or helps. These can be really tricky, and the temptation is just to drop a sound to make it easier. But here's the key. Don't try to say it all at once. Build the word piece by piece. Let's take texts. Start with tech. Got it? Now add a soft s sound. Tex. Okay, now for the last part, add that tiny little t sound at the very end, text. Now try to blend it smoothly. Texts. See? Breaking it down makes it totally doable. Phew! We have covered a lot of ground in a really short amount of time. But remember, knowing how to do this isn't the same as actually doing it. The goal now is to turn these little fixes into new habits. So let's do a super quick recap. Here are your 7 upgrades for clearer English. Mastering the short I versus the long E. Nailing that Apple ah sound. Using the th tongue trick. Feeling the V vibration. Understanding the buzz of voicing. And, so important, never dropping your final sounds. And learning how to build those tricky consonant clusters. Look, this is not about fixing everything all at once. It's about taking one small step. So my question for you is, what's your big takeaway? Pick just one of these sounds, maybe the one that felt the weirdest or the most challenging, and just focus on that one sound today. That is how you make real, lasting progress.